Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back. So, I am diving into this message right now. What's up, friend? So, I am just beginning this message and I'm getting the feel for the energetic environment, like what's going on right now. So, we've started the reading. I've started the reading. However, we're going to definitely pull some cards here in this space. So, before I begin, please know that I am an energy worker and I'm a healer, even just without trying. So if you're in this space, welcome, number one. My name is Angelica, and because I'm an energy worker, that means that as I read, I'm also reworking the energy. Okay, so if that's not something that you want, if that's not something that feels supportive for you at this time, please use your discernment and choose that which is in alignment with you. Okay, so let's get into it. The energetic environment right now. Okay, we are, this is recognition, right? We're in Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde, 1, 2, 3 on the clock. Mercury retrograde is always about that re-energy, revisit, recalibrate, recognition, right? Recognizing the patterns, the behaviors that it's like I'm getting this sense of trimming the fat. We need to trim the fat so that we can get this party started. This is interesting. This is interesting how it's coming through. So this is about recognizing patterns, behavior, but it's also, as much as it is about that, it's also about, there's a lot. Recognizing your own light, recognizing you for, what you bring, right? Recognizing your efforts is what I'm hearing. So there is also, with that, there's also this sense of maybe up until this point, up until now, maybe you haven't really seen yourself super clearly. So this Mercury retrograde seems to be bringing in a lot of energy about you recognizing your light, you recognizing your achievements, what you've achieved, how far you've come, my dear. Because I want to bring your attention to all of these plaques on the wall. That says to me achievements. That says to me also picturing a certain frame of time. I know we know that time doesn't exist, right? But it also does exist in its own way, right? We do experience time here. So there's certain frames of time that feel like that feel like they're coming in to be recognized by you as achievements, as almost like almost like a land, I'm seeing those markers on the side of the road, like on the side of the all the highways, right? You see these markers on the side of the highway. That's what I'm getting, is recognizing the different markers in time that you have achieved certain things, that you went through certain cycles, that you went through certain phases of releasing, of calibrating. And now you're this whole new person. And you need to recognize that, my dear. You need to recognize that. Why? Because you need to see yourself clearly. You need to see yourself clearly in your light, right? You recognize your darkness, you see your darkness, you're working through right? Clearing the things that need to be cleared. However, you also need to recognize your light. So this time of Mercury retrograde is going to bring you into a deep recognition of who the fuck you are. Okay? Allow yourself time to really sit in that. Don't just glaze over it, right? A lot of times we get into the spirals of the downward spirals of like, I should have did this right. I should have did that. I could have did that a little bit better. Maybe I could have whatever, right? Now it's time to sit in your achievements. It's time to recognize your light. There's several things that will unfold from this. Number one, it's about vibrational alignment. 555 on the clock when I said that. Vibrational alignment, but vibrational attunement, vibrational mastery, mastering your frequency, mastering your vibration. Like we always talk about in the spiritual community, raise your vibration and this and that. But I think a lot of people the word that's coming through, are disillusioned with what that really means. Like if I'm just positive and positive and positive, I'm going to raise my vibration. It's going to be so high. No, you need to sit with the polarity of it, right? But it's more about vibrational and frequency mastery. Being able to sit in the darkness that's coming up, being able to sit in the anger or the lower vibrational emotions or whatever is coming up, being able to sit with that. And I'm hearing, recognize your light within it. Recognize how far you've come within that story. And recognizing how far you've come within your own journey. Okay? So there's a lot of layers unfolding here. Okay? Now is the time to be able to sit in your light. And like I said, that's going to bring more vibrational mastery within your embodiment. What was the other one, Source? It's also going to, it's like twofold. With you being in a higher vibration, it's also going to trigger the dislodging, is the specific word that I'm hearing, the dislodging of old, outdated, the paradigms, the behaviors, right? Because we're in a period of recognition. We're in a period of Mercury retrograde, recalibrating all of the things. So this is also about dislodging the old systems. This is going to be reflected on in our external world too, right? We're dislodging those old systems so they can break down. I want to say here, I'm feeling called to say here that it doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be, right? It can be this big dramatic thing, but it doesn't have to be. It can be, it can simultaneously be uncomfortable, but also because you're cultivating this internal peace and stability within, it can also simultaneously, while it's uncomfortable, it can also be neutral. You can also be neutral in it. Like, all right, this is really uncomfortable. Okay, I can be with this. I can sit with this. And there's this sense of being comfortable, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, with the discomfort of the things that are coming up, with the discomfort of things not quite moving the way or in the pace that you would want them to. Okay. So there's a lot in the energetic environment. Okay, that feels like that's going. Okay. So with that energetic environment, okay, we've just entered into season of the fire horse in at the time I'm recording this. Okay, I'm not sure when I'm going to actually release this, but this energy, no matter when you're listening to this, this is the energy that's coming up, right? That fire horse energy, that Aries energy, that motivation to just like get out there and do the things, and it's time, right? It's time to live your truth. This is actually the first. This is the first card in this deck. Your truth is your compass, and the time has come to follow it without fear. No more hiding, no more compromising who you are. Do what feels right, even if it's not what others expect of you. I'm going to leave that there. It's 10:44 on the clock. Your truth and living in your truth, that's no longer negotiable, is the word that I'm hearing. It's a non-negotiable for you. Okay, if you're watching this, that's not something that's new to you. That's a confirmation. Like, no, living my truth, being in my soul purpose, being in my mission, however you want to put it, 11:11 on the clock, is non-negotiable for you. Okay, so that's where you're headed. That's where you're headed. I don't give a fuck. That's where I'm headed. I'm going to do what I got to do to get there. It's that Aries that I'm getting the image of the Fool card. It's that Aries. I'm going to go. I'm going to do it. However, I know that Fool card in tarot can sometimes it can have this immature type of energy with it. It can also have a bit of that impulsiveness without the perspective or the context or the lesson. Not in this reading. This is more that Aries energy being fueled and supported by the recognition that the work that you've already done. You've done so much fucking work. You've done so much work. Let me tell you. It's time for that to really start to manifest in your reality. And it's coming. It's coming. It's already here. It's already here. If you can, again, we're going back to that vibrational mastery. Everything you want is already here and now. Can you tap into the frequency of it, right? Can I tap into the frequency of being financially abundant? Like, can I feel that here and now because it's here? Can I be grateful for that here and now because it's here and now? Okay, so let me tell you, that's a non-negotiable. That's where you're going. However, you also have to keep, it's also a constant choice. Keep going there. Like, that's where you're going, yes. But that's also part of your will. So that solar plexus is coming in, like, see all of the yellow energy all around her. She's being led by her own internal will. Okay. So are you. All right. Next, we have anxiety. A lot of anxiety is coming up. This is anxiety from the past, which also includes past lives. So take it how it resonates. I know I've lived a lot of lives, but if you're here, I'm willing to bet that you already know that you've lived a lot of lives. A lot of this anxiety is coming from the past. I do get some coming from the future of like, who am I going to be? This unknown of like, I don't know. There's so much uncertainty. There's so much. Again, this is about vibrational mastery. So it's about, okay, recognizing, right? Recognizing when there's anxiety coming up, when there is maybe that discordant or uncomfortable state of being, right? Those emotions coming up. It's about recognizing when that's coming up. Okay, all right. How am I responding to this right now? Do I feel that I need to actually hold space for this within myself? Or am I practicing my vibrational alignment, my vibrational mastery? And I'm just going to be like, nope, that we're not doing that right now. We're not holding space for that right now. We're just going to align. So it's really about using your will to recognize when uncomfortable states are coming up within you, and how are you responding to them. There's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of volatility in the world, there's a lot of instability. You need to be the pillar of stability, my dear, because you're here as an energy worker, you're here as a healer. I'm hearing grid workers, I'm hearing light workers, I'm hearing starseeds, I'm hearing indigos. Whatever you resonate with, my dear, if you're here, take it as it resonates. Take it and don't if it doesn't. Okay? This anxiety, as you live in your truth, as you recognize those states, as you practice that vibrational mastery, that anxiety, right, is losing the battle. That darkness is losing the battle. Now, this, to me, I want to be very, very careful about this, okay? And I want to set a certain context within this. To me, it's not always about winning or losing. Like, that we always hear about this fighting of good and evil. And yes, that's polarity. Okay? It's not always about fighting. It's not always about winning or losing the battle, because our subconscious can take that and distort those things. So the context in which I mean this is the old paradigm, the old behaviors that are no longer in resonance with you, the old belief systems. That is what's losing its grip here. Okay, as you continue to recalibrate and reattune yourself, and recognize your own light, that those old paradigms of thoughts, beliefs, actions, wounds, traumas, ancestral, right, on all of the levels, that's what's losing the grip. Okay. Okay, so source, what else? What other layer? What else needs to be illuminated at this time? Because we're just illuminating things. But as you know, this is all confirmation. Who I'm talking to, this isn't new. This is just really a confirmation for you. So we're going to do 2. We're going to split the deck on. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Ah, interesting. Okay. Oh, interesting. Coming out. Wow, we got some interesting cards here. Let me fill into these. Okay, there's definitely an alignment here. Ooh, excuse me. We're clearing the energy. Excuse me. There's a lot clearing here. Okay. First, we got projection. The world as your emotional canvas. Again, we have that solar plexus energy coming through. Very, very strong here. It feels like who I'm reading for, your solar plexus, your will is coming online in a new way. There's something about your will here being, because of all of the work you've done, the internal work you've done, there's something about your solar plexus coming online in a new way, being utilized in a new way. There's like a new inner sense or an inner realization or an inner recognition from our card here There's a newfound inner recognition of your power. So part of your power is actually coming back, and it's coming online in a new way. It's coming online in a very beautiful, very powerful, I'm getting the image of a firecracker just being like, and not like just a firecracker, but one of the big ones in the sky, like being seen, being like visibility in a new way. Directing your life in a new way. Being okay. What is this? Almost being open. I want to encourage whoever's watching this, being open to utilizing your power in a new way, utilizing your gifts in a new way, but utilizing your will. Okay, being open to utilizing your will in a new way and recognizing how your will wants to be directed at this time in order to align you to your soul purpose, your soul mission. What I'm hearing is your God-given mission. Okay. So there is a lot of your power being reclaimed at this time, right? We're in the Mercury retrograde energy. We're in that recognition energy. So cognizing, remembering, bringing everything back together of all of those parts. This is going to be a very, very powerful Mercury retrograde for those who are watching this. Even if it's not Mercury retrograde at this time, when you're watching this, you're still going to feel the undercurrent of that energy being like refining you and just recalibrating you at very energetic levels. I'm even getting a nervous system recalibration, nervous system reset, to be able to hold and calibrate to a new sense of power, being in that new, sitting in your power in a new with a new confidence. I'm getting a lot of Leo energy. I'm getting a lot of Leo North Node energy. I'm getting a lot of yellow, bright solar energy. Okay. With that, okay. Reclaiming from the past. Yeah, we're reclaiming all of this power that we've given away in the past. In the present, we have still kind of sitting in that dark night of the soul, a little bit of that energy, but this feels more like coming out of it, because this is a 9 in the present moment. We're still sitting in a little bit of that, but we're also we're kind of right on that threshold of coming out of it, right? Because that fire horse energy has just started at the time I'm recording this. So we're coming out of the 9, right, which is this card, and we're going into the 1. So we're sitting right on that threshold. Keep or something, because the Merkaba is actually standing out to me. And that says to me, balancing your energy, recalibrating your energy. So whatever kind of energy work, and when I mean energy work, I don't mean like working on others. I mean your own energy work. Calling your energy back, working with your own energy, strengthening your own energy, strengthening your own intuition, whatever practices, I would encourage you, whatever practices that you might have around working with your own energy, calling it back, strengthening it, working with your gifts, keep doing that, because you're right in alignment. You're right exactly where you need to be. I know I might not feel like it. If you're like me, you might be a little impatient and you're like, why isn't anything moving? Why do I not feel the inspiration to do the things? It's coming. Keep doing the things. there is an undercurrent in the energetic environment, I would say, of that's coming through of chop wood, carry water. It's in the everyday doing of something that we learn through that time period, that we learn that discipline. We learn the things that it takes to hold something, right? So whether that's whatever manifestation, whether that's abundance, whether that's your career, whether that's love, whatever that is, there's all of this power, all of this energy coming back from the past. We're coming out of this dark night of the soul and stepping into the truth of our own being. And because we're coming out of it because we've done so much, you've done so much work. You've done so much fucking work. And now, because you've done all that fucking work, resilience. You are resilient. You know more than you did before. And because of that, you're resilient. You don't just pop off emotionally. Maybe you were someone who was very kind of emotionally volatile, and before you would have kind of just reacted before you knew all of the things. And now, because you've done so much work to align, to calibrate, to release what no longer serves, you're so much more resilient in this space within yourself. And that's the reason you're actually able and capable of holding your what this time has done for you is increase your capacity. And you thought you were doing nothing that whole time. You thought you were just all that time you were going through the fire. You didn't realize you were being refined. You didn't realize you didn't realize that your capacity was actually being expanded. And now you have expanded exponentially, is what I'm hearing, your capacity to hold so much more. And this year is going to show you that, my dear. Okay. Let's grab, okay, alchemy. So there is some cards from the alchemy deck here. Oh no. Okay, so let's see. What wants to come in? What's being alchemized? There's something there within that the space of alchemy that's being completely wow, okay. And okay, it's right here. It's funny. We've got a lot of things here. So LXI. LX, right? LX. Oh no, where is it? The 8. Okay. Let's see. Okay, LX and LXI, right? We got, and I want to I'm not super familiar with this deck, but we got the great work. There is actually, yeah, look at that. That solar plexus energy. Then we got the throat energy. We got there's so much being grounded here. a whole new expression, a whole new confidence, a whole new you. Oh, there's so much here. The magnum opus shimmers in the distance, promising purpose, achievement, and understanding. When will we get there? When will our efforts be recognized? Recognized what? I can't make this shit up. Amidst pressure and expectations, we come to realize each alchemist's life is an accumulation of moments in which attention is placed upon a subject within the laboratory. The artist draws a single line. The poet scribes a single word. The rose forms a single leaf. The magnum opus card reminds us that the alchemical garden grows from seeds tended to by devoted hands and the grace of sun, water, and earth. You cannot force the great work. You cannot claim it or complete it. This card arrives to whisper words of encouragement. You are in the right place. What did I just say? I can't make this up. You're in the right place at the right time. Trust it. The most important place for you, right? You are in the right place, the most important place for you. This is the alchemical garden. Tend to the youngest growth. Be delicate and precise. So this is actually about grace. Keep on doing the work, even the work that seems so insignificant. And it's, to me, it's like the work that nobody really sees. It's the inner work. Nobody really sees it until it's been cultivated within you. So tending to that inner garden, continue to do it, my dear, because spring is around the corner and there is so much of this energy. If this is showing up, and it's definitely like the throat, the solar plexus, the root, all working together in a new way. There's so much. And again, you can't force it. You're exactly where you need to be. Just be there. Do the work. Chop wood. Carry water. It's not for naught. It's not for naught. Okay. What else is coming? I feel like there's just so many that came up. The androgyne is androgyne. You gotta have to, please excuse me because I don't know this word. This is a new deck. Most of my decks are new. But this is coming out and there's, again, we have a blue rose that says a whole new way to express yourself. Again, that refinement, that resilience that you've been cultivating, not even knowing it, not even realizing it. Boom. It feels like, oh, we're doing the thing. The spider right there, that says to me, ancestors. That says ancestral support in this new expression. There are also rainbows right beside it or on either side. That says balance, a whole new balance. I'm even hearing a whole new color palette. A whole new way to balance, to express, to love, to be. Is there anything? Okay. The androgyne, again, please correct me in the comments if I'm saying this wrong. I have no idea. Is a deeply revered image in alchemy, born of Hermes and Aphrodite, Hermaphroditos has been classically depicted as a balanced union. What did I just say? It feels like balance. I don't know. A balanced union of divine masculine, the sun, and divine feminine, the moon. Yet today's alchemist knows the androgyne is far more nuanced than that. It encompasses the infinite spectrum and reveals itself. That's why we got the rainbows there on either side, because that's like the entire spectrum. It encompasses the infinite spectrum and reveals itself in ever-changing non-binary forms. The divine hermaphrodite defies definition as it is a deeply personal felt experience. Accessing this fluid and enlightened state requires us to slip into the contradictory realm of the senses. Breath by breath, we are drawn into our limbs, our fluids, our orifices, organs, and cells. We let go of rules and labels. Judgment is suspended. The gods are present, as are the creative mysteries of the underworld. For a brief moment, we hold all of our complexities in one loving form. Like a newborn, we know not our name, gender, age, or location. We are the embodied artist, embraced unconditionally by sun and moon. This actually feels like the 0 point, coming back to the 0 point. Coming back to the 0 point in a new balanced way, right? Sun, moon, male, female. We got a new expression. Everything's balanced, supported. Everything is there. Ha! There we got synchronicity. I don't even need to read the book for this one, synchronicity. Then we got the snake, right? This is saying goodbye to the old, into the new. This is a new form you're taking. You've taken all of the diamonds, all of the lessons, and through all of that pressure, you have become the diamond. Okay. There's also a lot of symbology in this. And sometimes I may speak in ways that are a bit cryptic or a bit metaphorical. Take it or leave it, but just so you know, those are ways that I've found I'm actually speaking to your unconscious to help bring up things, to help catalyze new growth, to help catalyze transformation. So just in case you are wondering, you can take it or leave it, but just go with it. If you wish. Okay. And then this is funny because then we got two processes in alchemy. We got calcification and then we got dissolution. Calcification is the fire, right? The holy fire. This holy fire. This holy fire is going to continue to refine you. It's going to continue to burn off the old. It's going to continue to lay waste to what no longer serves. Bring it into ash, burn it up, so that that ash can then nourish the soil, right? We're talking about planting seeds and being very delicate and precise. So what is still burning off is actually becoming nutrients, nourishment for the self that you're becoming, your highest self that you're becoming. This is very interesting. Okay. Is there anything that I need to read in this book, Spirit? Okay, they're telling me to read just the blue part. The blue part says, old patterns fall into the ashes. That's what I'm going to read. I'm going to leave that part there. And then we got dissolution, which is the next card. Dissolution. This is, one second. This feels like water to me. This is, okay, it does have water. Okay, I'm like, why does it feel like water? Because I'm familiar with alchemy and the stages of alchemy, but I sometimes I forget. So I'm like, this feels like water, the dissolution. Do I need to read? Yeah. Solutio is the great alchemical operation of water. It represents the form becoming formless, that which is solid dissolving into liquid. In many alchemical texts, it is the first operation and summarizes the heart of alchemy, as in the axiom, dissolve to unite, solve e coagula. For our purposes, it is important to know solutio involves a dissolving of definitions, identities, 444 on the clock. Identities and labels. The strongholds of the ego drown in the emotional realm of water. We dive back to the beginning, the prima materia. The operation is humbling and disorienting, and oftentimes feels as though the self we knew has disappeared. Who are we now? Well, how will others describe us? When these questions are afoot, the alchemical magic of solutio is underway. By surrendering to the waves, we unite with the primordial essence and return to our deepest self. This actually feels like, because of all of the work you've done, my dear, in earnest. You know, we were talking about that resilience before. Water is resilient as fuck. Water is like the most resilient element, right? It takes shape and form of whatever is containing it. So there is a deep resilience coming online, a deep inner standing of your emotional environment, of your inner emotional landscape. There has been this enlightening, right? I'm hearing actually through the calcification of burning up all of that stuff. Through all of this work you've done, you've also created all of this space, all of this resilience, all of this room for more of you to hold, for you to hold more of you, your higher self. But there's more space for you to take up. Remember, wherever water takes shape of whatever it's containing. So there's this interesting this interesting thing of you containing yourself, being more self-contained, and not letting your emotions run all over the place, knowing your emotional inner landscape is actually there as a compass to guide you. So there's been not just a resilience, but there has been this new understanding, this new knowing, this new self-directed way of how to contain your inner world, your inner emotional world, and how to contain it in the proper ways. Okay, I'm going to say that because there's a lot of ways we can go with that. You know, we don't want to be like overly contained and suppressing, right? And the opposite of that is like allowing everything to just be like dispersed everywhere, no matter what, no matter the no matter the consequences, no matter the circumstances. So there's actually this balance point, right? That container. And this is balancing air and water. So there's a new balanced way of how to express that emotional landscape. There's a new way of how to navigate through that emotional landscape and with your emotions. Okay? What is next? I'm hearing dragons. Oh, do we want to do this one first, though? Okay. Is there a certain... I was hearing dragons. All right. All right, let's do the dragons. Is there dragons? There we are. Okay, we're just going to take that dragon. Again, with more balance. Air and fire dragon expands your creative energy. So there is the air and fire dragon working with you to expand your creative energies. It's time to create. Okay, I'm actually being taken to the volcano over here. That tells me that feels like creative energy that's been ready, that's been building for quite some time now, and it's ready to actually come forth, almost ready to like burst forth, explode forth. So I would also caution here, or just be aware here of being balanced and being able to really channel through these creative energies. Being mindful, because it feels like there's so much been built up for so long that it could kind of get away from you if you're not fully maybe present with it, right? Because we have something that's been cultivated for so long, and it's like wanting to burst forth. We actually have to be the container, right? We got to be the container to contain all of that. So I would just say be aware of maybe trying to overdo it and I'll do all of the things at once, because there's so much, and spring is right around the corner. So there's going to be an even bigger energetic support to all of this energy coming in, and it's already here really. But there is so much there. Just be mindful, because sometimes it feels like it can create so much inspiration that you don't know what to do with it. So again, I would suggest going back to that vibrational attunement, right? Vibrational mastery. Set your vibration, practice that vibration. Then what wants to come in? How do you feel inspired to create? We want to create a working circuit, right? And so we're wanting to create a grounded circuit of energy that we can embody. If you know, you know. What may have overspilled in the past, or what you might have got overwhelmed with and then shut down, now you're supported to actually create a grounded circuit of energy. So you might have found that in the past, you may have started all the things, but you found it really difficult to kind of see them all the way through. Now, work with the energy and keep on grounding it. Keep on aligning yourself with that vibrational mastery. What wants to come in? Okay, now go take action on that. Sometimes it might just be meditating. Sometimes it might be like, okay, I'm going to go film a video and do the things, and I'm going to work on my website, or whatever it is. But you want to work with the energy very deliberately now. Okay? You've created a lot. You've created so much inner light, inner knowing, inner space, and inner seeing, inner vision. You've cleared so much out. Now it's time to work with these energies I'm seeing the magician come into my mind. Now you're learning or remembering how to work as the magician, working with all of your elements, and creating a grounded circuit so you could actually manifest. So in the past, you might have found that manifestations were like come and go and here and there, and you couldn't quite figured it out. Now you're being supported. Okay, if you're watching this, you are supported on so many levels. I'm seeing all kinds of levels of beings here, and filling them. So you're very supported. Okay, what are the codes that want to come in to support you during this time? This is the fun part. What codes want to come in? What codes are going to support those who are watching this for their highest and best good, for their alignment, for their manifestations, to manifest the best life? What are the codes that want to come in at this time? That's a lot. Are all of these codes? Okay, what I'm hearing is I'm going to show you the cards, and then what we're going to do is do some light language. Okay, expand your bubble, observe others' realities, extend compassion, expand your bubble. What I'm hearing too is remember your own bubble here too. Remember to protect your energy. Your peace is your responsibility, your energy, and all that's contained within it, and all of those aspects are your responsibility. So there's some codes there. Freely journal. Move through restrictions via written expression. We might have some journaling. If you find yourself in a tough spot, or anxiety is coming up, or whatever it is that's coming up, if you're someone like me, and I'm someone who dissociated a lot when I was a kid. And so I'm actually learning to be more present. I've had to work a lot on being very present, and sometimes it still eludes me. So when I journal, sometimes it actually helps me to connect certain thoughts. It actually helps me to connect certain ideas or certain storylines is what I'm hearing. It helps me to make connections so that I can actually clear it out and alchemize and transmute what no longer serves, and actually learn the lesson a lot quicker. So freely journal. Again, creative expression. There's a lot of creativity coming in. Painting, art, anything like that can be significant. There's a lot of angelic frequencies coming through as well. And we have smoke blessing, smudge with incense, woods, resins, or herbs. Okay, and so since that came in, we're going to do a little bit of Palo Santo. I'm just going to give you a little bit of Palo Santo, send the frequency your way, and I'll give you a little bit of blessing. Creating clear, resonance, clear direction, clear vision. Just allow that to move through your being and land wherever it needs to, so that you feel supported and loved and held during these very intense and chaotic times, my dear. I'm going to leave this here. I love you, and I'll see you next time.